Let's work on this side first. I want to make sure I've got enough room for a sharpening bevel. So I'm coming up, this is a 1/2 inch wide. So if I come a 1/2 inch up that bit before I start anything, probably be fine. I'm going to go a little bit higher. Let's go up 3/4 of an inch, which should be about there. And so 3/4 of an inch here. I'm going to draw a line across there. That's my stop line. Don't go beyond that. Now a lot of people, when they saw me do this, saw my other axes, they could figure out how to do this. Some people just want, to check for comparison. How did you do it? Because I might do it different. Now I'm going to mark where the haft is. I don't want to go past there. And that's going to be the same measurement on both sides. Alright, now I want to go from the middle of that bit up to here. And I want to leave a ridge. Now how wide should I leave that? I don't know. It's up to you. See, it goes there. Oh, I went too far. I drew those. Those don't count. We'll take those out later. Alright, so we go there. And then I want kind of a midway point, and I'm just guesstimating one here. Let's see. Let's measure one so we can do it identical on the other side. That's 3 inches, so 1.5 would be midway by most people's calculations. Okay, there's my halfway mark right across there. I'm going to leave this alone, but here I'm going to draw a little arc that goes. And what I like about this design is those don't have to match because they're the profile of the bit. This has a sharp kick out on the heel, and this one just got a little one on the toe. So I get to make up whatever I want. Okay, and then up here I'm going to make it more abrupt. There. So all I did was measure the limits that I don't want to touch. From now on, after I get this done, I'm going to take these down. I'm going to scallop them out. And now the only part of this axe that's contacting wood when I chop or when I split is right here. That's my wedge factor. I only have to drive that much into the wood. I only have to retrieve that much from the wood. This part won't stick because it's not touching wood. And that improves its performance in every single wood I chop. I chop dry and freshly felled oak, red oak. Only have chopped freshly felled silver maple, seasoned and fresh green ash. I've done some cured walnut limbs or boughs. Let's see. We've done the red pine, of course. And I already know that's a benefit in red pine because I've chopped down 10 of those so far. And the Scots pine. Scots pine, every axe loved it. So Scots pine, I would have a hard time showing a benefit to any axe over another. At least that freshly felled Scots pine that I did. So we're just going to take those out. Now that is side beveling. Okay, and then down here I'm going to put probably about a 1/2 inch edge on that, a 1/2 inch sharpening. What is that? Is that a half or is that 5/8 right there? That is more. We're looking. That's exactly 6/10 of an inch. 5.5, a little more than a 1/2 inch. So I'll put that bevel on there. And as far as reprofiling it, probably don't need to. The guy that sold this tried to do something to it. He just barely touched the edge. Other than that, I don't think anything's ever touched that before. I think it was being used to split, so they didn't sharpen it. And the reason I would think that is somebody was banging on the back, and he polished the part off of the back there. But there's the original color. This one is the ME. And some people are convinced that stands for man edge. Now can I do that again on the other side? Yeah, I'll just repeat it on the other side. See, we're going to mark the half line. I will come up. What did we say, 3/4 of an inch? We did, didn't we? So right there. Alright. There. Come across there like this. Okay. Then, these are not equal. They don't need to be. Find the middle. Okay, now we're going to go, what was it, 3 inches? Yep, 3 inches. So we're going to go 1.5, 1.5, and that is my middle line. Okay, I'm going to draw a nice sweeping arc up to there. Does it have to be the same as on the other side? Why? That's going to be gone. This is going to be the same. That part's going to be gone. Not gone, shallow. So it doesn't matter. And then, of course, this is more abrupt. Like that. Alright. Now the circled out parts, those are the parts that I'm going to scallop out. Now, I also want to make a line here and take that right up to this bit point. Why? Because from time to time, as I'm grinding, I'm going to check from the top down view and the bottom up view, how far did I scallop down? I don't want it to be lopsided. Would it matter if it's lopsided? I don't know. But if you can help from making it lopsided, don't do it. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. This is the very tip right there. Kind of a good reference. Now I believe you are set up so that you can see this. Now I put, let's see, what grit is this? It's a coarse one. The coarser your grit, the cooler the belt runs, and of course more material you get to take off. Back behind the temper line, this is softer metal, so it will go faster than you think. This is 40 grit. On my big belt sander I have 36. 40 will work. And that will work fine. What I'm going to do is use this part of the sander and just sort of scallop in there. And how deep do I want to go? That's up to you. Remember, up here you don't have a lot. You're just going to go away a little bit. And you can go deeper and come up sudden if you want to. But it doesn't matter. It's going to be flush here and then roll off. Okay? So we can try this big sander, and that's what I did with the first one. Now I was able to do that fine on my first go, but probably it wasn't as effective. And this will really be quick. You can get it if you're just being careful and you go kind of slow. This works kind of cool. I'm going to pull that back out of the way. so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, watch the direction of travel. It goes that way. So I'm going to be wanting to go this way on this side, but then I'm going to have to change and come this way on this side because I don't want to go up into that edge. I want to come down off it. This is a flap wheel. I don't know what grit we got on here. Oh, 60 grit. And this is nice because as it wears, it just keeps revealing more. Okay, so they last for a long time. Now really, that's about all you need to do. That went down far enough. You can feel it. Feel the roll off. But then, because I couldn't get a die grinder, check this out just a second here. So I got the same thing as a die grinder, but for a drill. Now this little piece at the hardware store cost 23 bucks before you ever bought flaps. But on Amazon, of course, you can find some products that for $22. I got this adapter. I got another adapter on here somewhere. And I got a box full of assorted grits. So I put my biggest grit on here. I think that's 40 again. And that works just like a die grinder. I was worried that the drill wouldn't be as strong as a die grinder. Turns out, no need. And then with this little portable one, this is a Milwaukee 12 volt one. Yeah, there's no problem here. I've got it on high speed. I can put it on low speed. And it's actually a lot easier to control. To get in where I want. I can follow my little outline better. I really like this method the best, I think. Plus, then I can come back and polish this with my decreasing grit sizes. Or increasing, however you reference it. Yeah. See, that doesn't take very long. Now it's just a matter of do I want to keep going or not. Because that was substantial. That was absolutely flat before. Now I've got about an 1/8 inch clearance on both sides. And like I said, if you want to see if you're doing it even on both sides of the axe, I drew those reference lines on there, see? That's what I'm comparing it to. Now you can see that that one's narrower than that one, but not by much. And I don't know if you're starting to see the bevel showing or not. It will show more and more as we go. And I can just put this other one in here. And don't forget there's going to be more grits. Now I'm also, as I'm putting this down in the vise, I'm also resting this firmly on the deck there. Alright, so I'm recording now. Now I also found online a little polishing kit. Comes with these little pads here. And another one of those deals, but this is Velcro. So I'm going to try that out, and this will be the first time. I bet, since that's the direction of turn, I don't need to even do anything to that. Now we'll see, what do we got here for polishing? Goes to 80. We just did 80. I'm going to end up throwing them out in the box, I guess. Now I like these. Now, do they last as long as if you buy like some kind of high quality brand? Well, no. But they last a ridiculously long time for what you pay for them. Oh, what was that, 10 bucks or something? Because I also got a grinder that I put a polishing wheel on, but the grinder's not very strong. So to see if I can get those little marks out. Oh, and I should probably check, am I balanced? Oh, I'm ridiculously pretty close there. And maybe a little lopsided there. Does not matter. Once that gets recessed, it's out of commission. Now just make it pretty. Because functionally, you've accomplished your mission. So how do these work? That's pretty nice. Well, I can play with that later. Alright. Hey, we're getting a lot closer. Meow. Meow, kitty. Meow. Meow. I'm making a video right now. Oh, what stone is that one? Got that a long time ago. It's good, but I don't usually. I just use a cheap hardware stone usually. But this is okay. 16 would be half. 16, 16, 16, 15, 16, 16, 16, 16 all the way around. So I'm centered. Say it again because it's just so cool. This limb. Look at the size of that limb. Okay? About that big. And this is its collar, where it joins. This is all the farther it went, because here's the center of the tree. So this little cone, that's it. That's how that limb screwed into the tree. Now that limb continued out 10, 15 feet, had branches, had needles, had pine cones, and maybe had kids doing chin-ups on it. And it held, and that is what. So if this is 7 inches, about 10 inches, 10 inches screwed into the tree is all it had. And then it looks like it had another one coming out the back. Tough. Knots are tough, because they have to be. But what is tougher than a pine knot? Just about any axe. You're going. Don't give you a choice. Let's find out. I like this handle. Why wouldn't I? Because I made it to my dimensions. But we got to find out, does it hold up? Is it worth doing? It's $11. Yeah, this got to be elm. It's not chipping. That dense elm doesn't like to let go right away. Go down lower. Yeah, they ain't letting go. Let go. There you go. Side bevels help a little. I might make those deeper. You notice I haven't made them pretty yet. I haven't made those nice and pretty. But I might go deeper. We'll find out. Back up here. Oh, miss. There we go. A little bit of a miss. Top one, there you gonna go.
I'll help you out. Angle's wrong on that one. There we go. There we go. Look at that stuff cling.